In the last few videos, I've been working on this layout right here, building it up. It's a mobile layout, folds up, rolls in and out, because I want to take model railroading on tour. This is a Tyco layout from 1977. A lot of people my age, 57, had Tyco back in their earlier days. The layout is done, but I want to run Tyco locomotives and cars, but we were having a bit of a problem. Them cars were derailing left and right like you wouldn't believe. Let me show you. Derailing. There's a bunch of re-railers all over the place, so it puts it back on for me. Of course, the front is good. It's the back over here. Oh, gee. Yeah, we got a bad one. Yep. The culvert car is derailed. It's off again. Just tearing through. Honest. Yeah, there's carnage all over the place. How does that even fall off? Car's still on the track. There's so much stuff derailed. Oh, man. I just tried backing it into this little siding right over here, and no, this little guy, everybody. This is super fun. In order to work on this problem, we got to figure out if it's either the track or the cars. So I took all the Tyco stuff off. We threw this little Mehano locomotive on, gave her some spins around the track, and started diagnosing it, and we worked our way up from there. Here's the story of what it took to get me to get these Tyco cars rolling like they're supposed to. We've put a little Mehano on the track right here. They're usually really good runners, and it comes around right there and usually derails. Yep. See, it's derailed already, and then it just gets worse and worse over there. And it's because of this. That track is actually raising up almost 3/8 of an inch to get through that section right there. And in my book, 9. And it doesn't even work that good. So we're gonna 86 that out of there. It's fired. I've replaced that silly looking crossing guard arm, and I've also gone around and I've tidy tracked the system right here. I got the gray pads for the extreme cleansing, and I gave all of these a shine. So this is the first time that I've cleaned the track. This track's clean, this track is not. It had a lot like different, you drag your fingers down it, it would hang up. I mean, this stuff has been sitting around for years and years. When you get to your crossovers here, you got to take this off so you can do each individual rail, because it won't work like that. And then on your turnouts, you really got a lot of work cut out for you here, shining up each little tiny chunk. I wasn't having problems with continuity. I just want to do everything a guy can do to try to make this thing run. So what do we have now? That Mehano creeps a lot better than this Tyco. That's a 75 to 76, so it's definitely into the brown box era. Of course, that's real good over here. I just pulled that locomotive off the shelf. I didn't even know it ran. This is where we always, yep. Let's go back to this guy. Now, them trains have been failing all the time since I built this thing. They've been pretty much doing that. I can't get a lap without something derailing. So it's time to do something about it. What I'm going to do is we're going to put on metal wheels, and we're going to make sure the cars are properly weighed. That's initially all I'm going to do. I'm going to use the same trucks, the Talgo trucks, and the horn hook couplers, because they don't have anything to do with the thing derailing. It's not the horn hook's faults. And I'm just going to keep doing stuff and eliminating things one by one. Let me show you one of the things that I've noticed here with the plastic wheels and how poorly they roll. Now right here's that fantastic auto unloading boxcar, stock, completely stock weight, and we're on just a tiny little bit of a ramp here, 3/4 of an inch up. It won't roll on its own, and you get the friction on these things, and it adds up after a while. So we're going to update this one right here. I'll show you what we're going to do. These trucks, of course, just pop out. Just pull on them, and they'll come right out. Okay, get that out of the way. So we're going to pull these stock wheels out and put them promptly into the file 13. They ain't no good. This here is called a Micro truck tuner right here. This is what they look like when they're stock. And I've got one of these listed in the description section of my videos down below. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these trucks, the journals, open just the tiniest bit. This has only got a cutter on one side, not on the other side. So you got to do this process 4 times. You get it in there into the original journals where the original axles were at. And I like to put just a little bit of pressure on it, and I give it some turns. And then we're going to take it, flip the cutter edge to go the other direction, and we're going to give it some turns. Now the downside with this Talgo truck is this coupler pocket's in the way. I happen to have 2 of these because one of them came from the $1 club layout collection. You got to cut that rubber off in order to get this in so that it'll fit. So what I do is I put the cutter edge in on one side, and then I got to get one of these to help jam it in there. Spread the trucks, get it in. Then once you get it in, then you got to use the needle nose to spin it, because you can't grab a hold of it with your fingers. But you turn it, this will carve out those axle holes just a little bigger. Flip it. Don't drop it while you're flipping, because then you forget kind of what side you're on. Ask me how I know this. Cut it again. 3-4 turns around. 5, whatever makes you happy. This is what I'm using. Well, there's everything. There's the part numbers and stuff right there. Now these here, they've got an insulated side and a non-insulated side. And these are plastic trucks here. It doesn't really matter. They're not going to short out per truck, but it's a good idea to try to put them in the same direction all the time. Because if you ever run into a truck that's metal or conductive, then you'll already be on top of your game. Right there's the insulator right there. Now I can spin these, and you really got some now. I'm going to give them just a taste, just a little tickle of the Super Lube multi-purpose synthetic oil right here. And then this pin that's hanging down, I noticed that they like to hang up on the turnouts, on the radius that goes in. I had one of them, it hooked in there so hard that it broke the drawbar on my Locomotive, tore the consist apart. So I'm just going to cut just that bottom pin off, but you got to leave this part on because that's what it pushes against when it backs up. And you got to leave this hook in right here because that's how they push each other apart to hook together. Because I try to cut these all up to make them look more like just a simple little knuckle. Yeah, it didn't like that at all, so I had to go back and do it again. I'm going to get that other truck tuned up. We'll put it on the boxcar and then we'll check it for proper weight. Here's my homemade NMRA weight scale right here. These are inches right here. This is 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch. These are marked at halves. This is how much weight it should weigh at that length. You don't count the couplers on it. I might have to get into this thing, so I haven't put the trucks back on yet. 4 ounces. It's actually a little bit overweight, so we don't need to change anything on this at all. Pop these right back in. Let's give it a little roll test and see how well it does. Put it up here at the top of the rail, and I just simply let it go. And that's the kind of performance that we want out of these things. That is unbelievable. A truck tuner, metal wheels, pow. So what I'm doing here, because we had so many derails, I am just going car by car by car and adding them up onto this. This is that Chessie system set right here, the Mammoth of the rails from 76 and 77. It's one of the larger sets, and it also came with 3 of the operating accessories that are on here. And I let this thing, because I've just gone from an engine, I've tuned up the crane car. Oh my goodness, that's just way too fast. And I just let them buck. And if something starts derailing, when I put something new on, then I know what to look at. One by one by one. And I've been able to run this with this and this 10 laps, nothing happens. So I'll let these run while I sit here and work on more cars. I'm not gonna leave because I like to, listen for derails and see what's going on. And apparently one of the drops I put over there is not wired up because we run out of juice at that end, but we don't over here. But we don't right here, it's on a new circle. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll go to the blues. Oh, right when I wasn't looking. Oh, because I switched the switch. It was still over the top of it. Ah, okay. I wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna get that fixed. I'm gonna change the route on. This is the route I was trying to take right here to get it a little more aggressive. Take the turnout route. Works really good if you don't flip it underneath the boxcar. Loves to rev. It revs on this green loop right here, but then this blue or this red, it just slows way down. Probably something, I'm gonna guess, in this, which is frustrating. Take it apart, clean it up or something like that. It's not flowing the juices. Back to updating cars. I get a lot of emails every week about people that want to promote their products on my channel. And I don't do it because, for one, I haven't found a product that I think is worth anything to promote on the channel. And then I realize I've got a really important product that I should promote on the channel. Classic Model Trains World. I think the most important one is our members that are out there. They're providing the most amount of extra income that comes into the channel, well, week to week or month to month. I want to thank everybody that does support the channel through our memberships. that generates lots of extra income, and it helps support the $1 club layout for the storage of the building that it's in right now. Another thing that we do is my coffee cups, the 33% coffee cups. Those you have to send an email to me, classicmodeltrains@aol.com, because I need to know your city and state that you live in so I can print those out. And I've also got other cups available on the eBay store. Another thing that I got going on is the Amazon Associates program. A lot of people are always asking me, where do you get that? Where do you get this? What do you use? Beneath every video in the description section, click it open. It's got all the links to all the tools that I've used. I get most of my stuff through Amazon and eBay. That's the only two places that I buy stuff. If you go to one of these Amazon links and you end up buying something, they kick back a little small percentage, 2-3%. It doesn't cost you anything extra. These are the ways that you guys can help support the channel. We're about halfway through the video right now. Is an excellent time to do Classic Model Trains, Classic Model of the Week. Do you guys know who this is? If you do, type it in the comments down below. If you don't, hang out till the end. I'll let you know who it is. Let's get back into working on this stuff. 2.6 is a little low. It should be 3.75. So I got these weights here I got from the Amazon, 1/4-inch lead weights, order up like a 10-pound box of them. I got these in the description down below. And I believe, if my memory serves me, it needs a whole ounce. 1/4 here, 1/4 there. What's that bring us at? 3.5. Oh, wait a second. It's got to be right here. 3.5. 3/8. Not quite 4. I think 3/8 is going to work on it. Somehow I got a bunch of these things right here to cover that load up. That brings us right about where we want to be. I'm happy with that one for sure. Peel them, stick them. Try to keep your weight. If you got to add, this amount, put the same amount on both sides. And then also try to put it above the trucks. Keeps the car balanced. Let's take this to the test ramp and see how well it performs. Yup. 1 ounce was added to this. Nothing was added to the automatic boxcar. I had to put 3/4 of an ounce in this, and I put it inside here. There's no place else to put it. This here seemed to be what it's supposed to be. It's 4 ounces all on its own. So we've added weight to 2 of the cars so far. I'll test it out again. So we got, what here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more left to do here. That's just for one of them. Then I got to figure out what I want to run on that inside loop right there. Then we need a backup train to be parked right here. There's lots of stuff to find and put weight on. So here's an interesting example. The center flow covered hoppers, they're coming in at 5.3, which should be like up in here. You don't measure the coupler length, just the body length. This should be 4.75. I don't know if the wheels, they can add a little bit of weight, but it's got a pretty healthy weight in it right there. We don't have to add anything to this one. Well, after I get done putting the metal wheels on this thing, it's so close, but yeah, 4.4, 4.5. So this one doesn't need any weights at all when you've got the flatbed with the trailers on it and stuff like that. I would not have guessed that. I glued these in because I don't know if you noticed when it was running around on the track a couple times that they just decided to fall off just every now and then. And I don't really want to tolerate that. So glue them on, one more down. This one here is kind of it's close, 3.5. What's the guy put on it to make it right? That's almost too much because that'd bring it to 4 and it ain't there. One of these, but this is just 1/4 of an ounce. But the only thing a guy could really do would be if this was lead, I could cut it in half. I could stick half of it here and half of it here. Can I get that in there right now? No. So I'm going to kind of let her buck. A little 1/4 ounce, that might make all the difference. We'll see if this one creates some havoc with the way it likes to fall apart. 3.5, yeah, it's really close. Really close. A little after 8 o'clock right now. We got all the cars finally updated with the wheels. Couplers are the same. It took 4 hours, I suppose. And I test drove each and every one around the track as I added onto it. Confidence is high that this is going to work. Check this out. Let's go through it together. So what I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars behind that Pacific steamer over there. Before it'd be derailed by now. I haven't done anything to the track other than clean it. I put some NOx ID on it. So there's a lap. I think that my table's crooked or something. I think it's all downhill from there. I should take a level after this place. I never really have. It's just a shed sitting on some blocks. Is really all it is. Number 2. Eyeballing it at like 900 miles an hour. Round 3. Trying to get it a little more scale-esque. That is fantastic. Them wheels have certainly done it. That's a wheel slip there. I threw too much coals to it. What? You want to see it go backwards? Well, we can do that. Hornhook couplers on it. Huh. Can you believe it? Let's go through some turnouts with it. Still going backwards. We're going to turn it in right here. One long shot. Still working. Still going backwards. People say you can't back up with horn hooks, huh? Unbelievable. One of the viewers sent this NOx ID to you right here. I think Ron at Ron's Trains and Things brought this up a couple of years ago. This is supposed to be just the cat's meow. It's kind of a grease. And I went online and I Googled how to put this on. And they said just use it like a finger. So I just grabbed, got a little bit on my finger. And I went down the rails and I just rubbed them like this. And I did. I went all the way around just the outside perimeter. And this is after I cleaned it. And then I ran just this locomotive and the couple cars that I worked on last night around and around for half an hour. Spread it out all over the track. Spread it out all over the metal wheels that were on there. And I let it sit overnight. Then I came by with this, the white pads, and I gave it the old shine. And you could see the grease come off it. I mean, the rails were funky looking, but they were like muddy. So when I did this, I cleaned all that up, and that's what came off of it. These pads were brand new. That's odd to me to get that kind of filth off there. I think I'll do the outside, and maybe I'll leave like this one here not. I won't do anything to it because it gets run in for like a test, a control to see what it does. Or maybe I'll do it on that over there, not do anyway. I'll figure it out. And just to see, because this brass track is working better than I would have thought it would have worked from what everybody says about it, which is that it ain't no good at all. Everybody said everything that's on here ain't no good because it's all Tyco. Well, I really shouldn't have said that. The only thing that's Tyco are the buildings, the layout plan, and the rolling stock. And now that they've got metal wheels on them, they're in a lot better shape. I've heard guys tell me stories that you got to take them trucks and throw them away. And you need to body mount Katie couplers on them. You got to fill in the hole on the bottom and get you a normal truck to put on there to update these things. And I just hear stuff in the model railroading industry and I go, you know what? No, I don't buy into that. I got to prove everything to myself. Talgo trucked entry-level rolling stock can run just fine. I just showed it right here. Back in the day with the blue box stuff, they got rid of those wheels. Those were nicer wheels. They were Delrin wheels. Everybody's got to pull those off. They got to throw metal wheels on. Metal wheels do definitely make a huge difference. Plus you get that click-clack, click-clack, click-clack sound that apparently real trains don't make anymore. I'm going to continue digging out some more sets to put on this thing to pack around. I think I want to take it to the microbreweries. I'm going to approach them guys and see if I can come in on an off night. This doesn't take up that much space, 4x8, self-sufficient to try to maybe promote it because I know older guys go to the microbreweries because they're quieter than, at least around here, because they're quieter than a real bar. I think we'll have about 4 sets. I got to scare up some more of them metal wheels though. I've used my stash up. I got to scare up another extra $100 to do that. Our classic model of the week, Margot Kidder from back in 1978's movie Superman. If you guys want to see how to update a Tyco car full-blown with body-mounted couplers, KDs, and getting rid of the truck assembly, take a look at this video right here. I made this about 3 years ago.
stands the test of time. It's a good video. Check it out. Want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. We'll see you next week. I'm Ron, Classic Model Trains. Bye-bye.